All right. Well, we're live.
We're live.
We are live.
What's
We're
going on,
live.
everybody?
Let's see if I can adjust this down a little bit. So we're chilling here. Well, here's the funny thing about this. By the way, my name is Levi Lassick. My partner Travis Plum here at the Living in Dallas, Texas team. And throw some comments in there. Let me know if you can see us, you can hear us. This is actually our first time going live, so we haven't done this before.
That's right.
So I thought we would test this out. But if there's anybody out there watching, says there's a couple of you, but just a quick hello or something like that would definitely. Oh, all right. We got one wave. How's it going? So we're sitting here. This is actually in our new office here that we're moving into currently. And the funny thing is that we're actually a table, which, by the way, if you've experienced delays in any type of shipping or goods or services or anything like that, we're kind of seeing the same thing here. So, of course, when they're finally getting a conference table delivered, it's going to happen live during the stream, possibly.
That's probably what's going to happen. And it's really the best part about it was free delivery.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we're going to deliver it for free, but y'all got to help us carry it up the stairs. And it's like 10 feet long, solid wood desk. So yeah, free delivery, and it came here on time, but I think we're gonna have to end up lifting that. So we'll see how it goes.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll definitely see how that goes. But anyways, we're hello, Nasir and Prez. I'm not sure how to pronounce that exactly, but anyways, so yeah, we just wanted to give you guys an update. Clearly we're on here all the time talking about the Dallas, Texas market. We're helping a lot of families move from California, New York, Illinois, Washington State, DC area. I mean, they are coming in droves, and we're having a blast, because really it's really great to work with all these families that people are especially contacting us from the channel. It's a tremendous opportunity, and to help them make their move here. We got the system down pretty good, right, Travis, as far as, helping people get here. We have we focus primarily on relocation. So if you're thinking about making a move from another state, then this is, I believe we're absolutely the best team to help you out. On top of that, with Travis on our team here, then we're not losing deals. That's really something key right now in this market. So market's a little crazy. It has been a little crazy. It was something I was actually talking with another group of real estate agents yesterday about buyer fatigue. And what that means is that there's a lot of people out there that are losing offers, multiple offers, losing several homes. We've actually helped probably around 7 or 8 families alone that have come from other agents that, after they lost 5 to 6 homes, and something or more.
I mean, we just had a gentleman who's a veteran who actually had worked with another agent, 2 other agents, and was working with them for 4 or 5 months. They had lost 12 different offers. He had already moved here. His family was completely displaced, and we were actually able to help him in literally 1 week. One week, one house, one offer, got it done, and we're actually closing on the deal tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. So he's closing tomorrow?
Yeah, he's closing tomorrow. So it's all good, So I just want to say, Luke, what's going on? I see that you're from Washington State. Thank you so much for tuning in. I see that you and the wife are looking to relocate to Dallas area. And, we really appreciate you watching the channel. That's what Levi does this for us. What we do this for is to really provide the value up front, because we understand what it's like working with clients that are relocating, moving their entire families, across the states or coming from other countries. It's a big move. It's very, very important. So we want to provide all that value to y'all up front, just because y'all want to see what the neighborhoods look like. So we really appreciate you watching the channel. And then Nazir, you moving to Frisco from Canada, man. Definitely make sure that you reach out to us if you haven't already reached out to us. We've helped several people from Canada, so I know exactly what you're going through, know exactly what we got to do. And Frisco is an amazing city. You're really going to love it. Lots of fun stuff to do, lots of good food, and it's the most free place on earth. So you're going to love it. It's going to be a big change.
Yeah, I think the family we've helped from the farthest away would have to be Japan.
Veteran.
We have helped a family move from Japan. So the great thing is that you just need the right team to navigate this market. So right now, you'll probably see we haven't really done any videos on the market is crashing, everything's blowing up, everything's going down the drain. It's watch out for this or that. And the reality is that it really comes down to is that we know when you're coming here to buy a home, you're looking to buy one home. That's it. And the thing is every home has its own story. every home we look at on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah, we do.
We do. I mean, because every home has a story, every home has a history, every home has a different opportunity, and it really takes the right team to evaluate. Because here's the thing, when Travis, whenever you go out and you look at a home, he's going to show you several homes, right? There's a couple of options, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be the best deal or the right time on that home. But if you find one that you truly like, that's whenever we start to dig in and get to work and start to try to understand as best as possible what it's going to take to get that property for you. And so that's doing due diligence, not just on the property, but working with the agent as well, whoever's listing that, and working through that process to really understand what's the likelihood of getting into a multiple offer situation? What's the likelihood of it going over? How much is it going to go over? Will it appraise for that amount? Would it not appraise for that amount? So these are a lot of factors that, we take into place as far as before even actually telling you if you should submit an offer or not.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
that's how one of the biggest ways that we save clients buyer fatigue, they say, or submitting multiple offers or losing multiple homes, because you put in the work, or we put in the work up front to really try to figure out, what's the best way to win that house.
Yeah. And I mean, I work with a lot of clients we've sold. We've probably helped, 76 or 77 people move just this year alone, all from relocation. And the reason that we have so much success is, like Levi says, is we do work every home on a case-by-case basis. So if you're wondering, well, how, Travis, Levi, how are you winning all these offers when I'm hearing everyone's losing offers? There's all these crazy bids and all this other stuff that's going on. Well, you have to have the right person who's willing to fight for you, who's willing to go to bat for you, and make sure that everything is in line perfectly so that the deal makes sense, and so that you win as a buyer. You can win. This is the best time ever to buy a property. Property values are still going to go up. I've had lots of clients asking, hey, Travis, where do you see the market going? The market, Dallas is a different marketplace than almost anywhere else in the entire country, because we are not landlocked by anything. We are going to continue to grow and expand. Like Salina, Texas, which is up north Texas, they're slotted for 350,000 people. So, I mean, there is so much room for growth and expansion there that we also have an inventory, I would say almost an inventory shortage, and we have a massive supply of people moving into the Dallas area. So, when the inventory is low, there's still going to be really high demand. So right now it's actually, still a really great time to buy, because I just read an article on Goldman Sachs that property values in Dallas are going to go up 16% in 2022. That means that every single month that you wait, it's going to cost you $5,000 or $6,000 just in the value of that property that you're going to be losing out on in equity. If you buy now and you're buying, a $500,000 home, that's what, $80,000 in equity over the next year. So every single month you break that up, that's about $5,000 or $6,000. That really adds up. Plus, interest rates are supposed to go on the rise next year, where right now interest rates are lower than they've ever been. High twos, low threes. We're hearing things that, interest rates are going to go up 3.5%, 4%, but it's not going to slow anybody down. There are so many people moving here to Dallas, and there's new construction popping up left and right. I mean, it's a completely different marketplace. So you want to get in, and you want to get in early. So that's kind of how the market is. But when we're negotiating these deals with our clients, I talk to every single, if we're looking at a home specifically, I call that listing agent who's listed that property, and I talk to that listing agent personally. I do everything in my power to build a great relationship with them if I don't already know them. And one thing that the listing agents almost always tell me is, Travis, I've never really even had a buyer's agent ever call me on the phone. So that's the difference. Is I call them, I talk to them, I figure out, hey, how many offers do they have? Where are those offers at? I'll look at the comps to see, hey, how is this house actually priced? Is it priced on the low end of the market? Is it priced on the high end of the market? I'm going to find all of these details up front, so that way when I come back and talk to you as a buyer or a seller, that I have all that information, that we can make an educated purchase and move forward and feel really confident that we're going to be able to get that house under contract. That is the key difference. I talk to these listing agents where no other agents are calling these listing agents. They are just submitting blind offers. And that's why so many clients are losing deals left and right, is because no one's having a conversation with the listing agent. I just got a deal done the other day where the property looked seemingly good from the outside. And I had talked to this listing agent for 5 days on and off, trying to work this deal. She ends up saying, because we actually there was 2 other offers that were higher than ours. The reason that she did business with us was because of my relationship with her that I had built through over communicating with that listing agent. So then we get into the inspection after going under contract. That inspection came back. There was $17,000 worth of damage. I was able to negotiate in this hot market. I got all $17,000 of those repairs negotiated off the price of the actual house. So, you just have to be able to find someone that's really willing to work hard for you.
Absolutely. Oh, by the way,
saw some good questions in there.
Yeah, they're here.
They are here?
Yeah,
oh
they are here.
Yeah, and then there's one asking about a master plan community. And yes, there are some really good master plan communities. Drop in maybe, there's master plan communities from, 300,000 all the way up to, living in Windsong Ranch where they're, 800, 900, 1 million plus. So there are still plenty of good master plan communities. It really just depends on, what your budget is and where you want to live. So I'll be right back.
And cool hat. You
Thanks,
got a
like
cool
that.
hat. You got a cool hat comment. So if you weren't here in the beginning, what we mentioned is that we've just moved into this new office space because our team is growing here in the Dallas area. And the funny thing is that, supplies of everything, right, is limited these days. And so we've been working on getting a conference table, finally got it and was supposed to get delivered earlier today, but now it's getting delivered right now, right this second in the middle of this live stream. So always a good time. We have to adapt and overcome. Let's see. So master plan communities. Yes. So the thing is, there are master plan communities now with new construction in Dallas right now. If you're looking in Frisco, those types of areas, Frisco, Prosper, Frisco's practically sold out. I mean, it's very difficult to find new construction in those areas right now. You can get on waiting lists, but a lot of the communities have sold out 1.5 to 2 years in advance. So what they were planning to actually release in different phases over the next 1 to 2 years, they've actually sold through those lots. And so that's a big issue. Now, to get on a waiting list, here's what we do is we have some pretty good relationships with a lot of those builders. So what happens though is that, a build process can be anywhere from 4, 5, 6. I mean, 4 is really on the low end, but 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months, up to a year, even a year and a half, depending on your price point. Well, the average is around 8 months. So during that time in that process, anything can happen, during that time. Someone could back out of that contract. Maybe they find another home or another home that's ready sooner, or a lot of people that are transferring, sometimes their job decides not to transfer them after they put down a deposit. So a lot of times people will back out of those contracts and those homes will become available, but they're already in process of being built. So that's where we find a sweet spot of finding homes for clients is whenever they might come back out of contract at the 5, 6, 7, or 8 month, basically when they have 2, 3, 4, or 5 months left on the build. Now, does that limit you if you're looking to build completely custom or add all the upgrades yourself? Yes, because at that time they've probably already ordered the materials and it's kind of set in stone. However, if you're okay with that, they can tell you all the finishes and everything that's coming in. And if you're good with that, that's a great opportunity because of our relationships. They'll reach out to us because they know we have a large buyer pool. Then they'll let us know, hey, we got something coming back on the market. You got anybody that would like to take advantage of that. And then that allows us to, offer that to our clients first and foremost. But we usually have a short window. Here's the other downside to that is that even though we're winning deals in this market, your best friend is decisiveness, is speed. So it's almost as if you see a property, you got to decide, do you like it or no? If it's a no or a maybe, then if it's a maybe, it's probably a no. If it's a no, it's definitely, we got to move on. We need to know quickly. But if it's a yes, back in the olden days, and I say olden days, like 2 years ago, it could be, hey, let's sleep on it. Let's chew on it. Let's go look at more properties over the next 2 or 3 or 4 days. Well, now, I mean, if you're not acting on something quickly within 24 hours, it's a good possibility that home could go off the market. Now, that's something because when we find homes for our clients as well, we do everything we can to get them off the market. So a lot of agents right now will list properties on a Thursday or Friday. They want to drive up. They want to have an open house on Saturday, possibly even Sunday, drive as much traffic, gather as much buzz as possible, and set a deadline by Sunday at 5 p.m. Well, in that case, what we may do is we may try to understand what we can do to get that home off the market before we even get to Sunday. And there's actually a lot of other negotiation tactics I could say that, that we utilize to really work to get our clients the home that they want. And so in that state, I don't want to give them all away here, but that's definitely why you want to give us a call. But at the same time, we do everything we can. And, we're not letting clients down. That's the great thing about, working with our team. And that's what we love so much, helping people, is because we don't want you to lose a home. We don't want to put you through multiple offers or multiple homes or anything like that. We take that extremely personal just as much as you do. So that's something we're not looking towards at all. So let me jump back in here into the comments. But yes, there are master communities, going back to that question. There is still some availability. It's very limited, but we do everything we can to find the right properties. And again, if you want to contract and wait on the build process, there is that possibility. Hello from Washington State. Luke says, you're looking to relocate to the Dallas area. Your channel has been super helpful. Thank you, Luke. And let's see, from Canada, I think we covered those. Cool Hat Travis, Master Plan Communities. Yeah, planning on moving to Uptown by next July. I've been looking at rent, but it's been going up like crazy lately these past few months. When should I expect to see rates stabilize? Guys, if you're looking to rent, I tell you what, you're going to be in a position where rents are going to go up right now. Then you're going to be at a price point where you might as well buy. I mean, the thing is that rent is going into bidding wars right now. I mean, what may rent for $1,800 is getting rented out at $2,100 or $2,200, because even with rentals, there's the limited supply on that. And so a lot of people that are looking, especially for single family homes to rent, 3 or 4 bedroom, they're not staying on the market that long. They're getting 20, 30 applications on it. And, for a number of reasons. So if you're going to end up paying 22 or 24, 2,600 a month, you might want to consider talking to a lender. And we also have lenders that we can refer to you, just to see what would it look like, because you could probably get into a really great house for the same price. We're actually more confident in helping you buy a home than possibly securing a rent house. I mean, it is truly a challenge. Travis and myself, we don't work on rentals personally. We have a leasing agent that we refer that out to. I mean, she's pretty good at what she does as well. But at the same time, when 30 applications come in on one home for a lease, it's not pretty. I'll just say that. So, one second. Thought he had no. So, of course, now we're going to get this table delivered live here on. You can't make this stuff up, I tell you what. So now he's probably going to start drilling holes in this, I would assume, probably at this time as well. So we may have to cut this one a little short. We were planning to hang out for a little while, but let us know. Let us know in the comments if I don't know, you like this format, if we should do it more often. Let me see if I can get to a couple. Let's see. I have wondering market is to cool down a bit.
I'm exhausted.
Okay, wondering if the market's going to cool down a bit. Probably not here in Dallas. You heard Travis mention earlier. Okay, you're coming back? Okay. So you probably heard earlier what Travis said. The market's not going to likely cool down here in Dallas. However, it's still mostly stable. It's definitely not like Austin or Vegas or Phoenix or some of these other markets that are going up tremendously, because there is room to grow in Dallas. That is a good thing. Just like Travis mentioned, we're not waterlocked. We don't have mountains or hills over here, so we're not landlocked as well. So that allows growth to continually expand outwards. And as long as people can move 5 miles further and pay $100,000 less, because that's where the new construction opportunities are, that's going to, I believe, keep Dallas in a stable market. Mostly, I mean, we have seen home prices go up, but at the same time, there's still a lot of homes out there at reasonable rates, at reasonable prices. And the thing is that's because people are willing to drive an extra 5 miles. Plus with Frisco's kind of like the new hub of Dallas. I believe soon, if you've ever heard Dallas Fort Worth referred to as DFW, that could actually become DFFW in the future. And that extra F will be Frisco. So now that Frisco is pretty much a major hub of Dallas, everything that expands around from there, people are not necessarily needing to go to downtown Dallas, and right, especially with work from home. People are starting business. And, people that are moving, corporations from California are moving into the Plano, Frisco area as well. They're moving out in those areas. So that's going to keep pushing that expansion outward. And we believe that's going to help keep prices in check. So I wouldn't wait any longer, really, because also, like Travis mentioned, rates are going to go up. Rates are at an all-time low. Rates right now, you can afford what you possibly could afford a $350,000 house 2 years ago. You could actually get a $450,000 house today based on the rates. Now, would you overpay, or maybe you have to bid over 20 or 30,000? It's possible, although we have been very successful getting homes at list price. However, here's the deal: $20,000 to $30,000 on a mortgage with these rates is not really
probably big, about 60 or 70 bucks.
It's not a big impact on your mortgage payment. So if you look at, paying 20 or 30,000 over to win a house, that may look like a lot of money, but whenever you do the math and add it into a mortgage at the rates that are right now, it's really not that big of a deal. And so at the same time, because the market is appreciating, at least in Dallas, gradually, then really within 6 months or a year, you're gonna probably be back to even. And right now, Travis has been so good at negotiating these deals that we're actually having appraisals come in over what he's bidding on a house.
Exactly.
He's very good at reading the comps and also making sure that, look, we don't want you to overpay at all whatsoever. We want to get you at list price or as close to list price as possible. That's our number one goal. But at the same time, if, like Travis said, once we pre-negotiate a deal and understand that, hey, it's going to take 25 to go over, you got to be okay with that. But at the same time, we're not going to allow you to overpay for that house. We're going to understand, do the comps justify? Where do we think the appraisal comes in? Will that work in there? And so, we're going to take those factors into place. And that's one of the main thing about, just having the right team to help you through that.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you want to overpay for a property because you absolutely love it, like, I overpay. If I want a pair of Gucci shoes, I know that I can go get Gucci. I can go get some shoes over at Walmart. I don't care that I pay $850 for a pair of Gucci's or whatever, right? Like, it's okay. I know that I'm overpaying for that. So if you find a property, and you really love it, then that's okay. You're going to make that money back in less than a year for sure. And the trick to it is looking at the comps. And I'll give you a quick example. I sold a house in McKinney. It was listed for $845,000. We had to go up to $925,000, which is $80,000 over. However, when I looked at the comps and I looked what was being bought and sold for in the area, I couldn't believe what I saw. Actually, I told my clients, I was like, y'all, oh my God, like this is the house. Like, if we are going to bid over, this is the house that we need to bid over to do whatever it takes. Because they said, Travis, do whatever it takes to get this house. So when I looked at the comps, it was listed at $845,000. I for sure thought that house was going to appraise for $925,000, which is where he bought it for. He bought it for $925,000. When we got that appraisal back, that house came in at $945,000. So that house is worth $945,000, and he got it for $925,000. So technically, he's already sitting in $20,000 worth of equity in his property, and it's in a prime location. That's going to go up another 10, 15, 16% year over year in 2022. So just because you're having to bid over, I think bidding over and paying over are completely different situations. Bidding over, if the comps look really good and that house is worth $40,000 more than what it's actually listed at, that's what these listing agents want. They want multiple offers on their house. If you have a listing, the houses that you see sit on the market are because they're overpriced. No one's going to go and buy a house that's already $20,000 or $30,000 or $100,000 overpriced and try to get into bidding wars. We are way past that. People don't do that. So listing agents are starting to come around. They're starting to list their properties right. They're being a little bit more conservative actually on their list price. That gives us the opportunity as a buyer to be able to really take over on that and make sure that gets done. So.
All right. So another question, let's see here. Something I'm not used to seeing. I'm not used to seeing HOAs with houses. What does a typical HOA in Dallas area include? So here's the deal with HOAs. They're not a bad thing.
They're a good thing, I think.
Yeah, they're really a good thing with single family homes. Now, if you're buying a condo, and by the way, they're now drilling the legs into the conference table. So if you hear a little noise, pardon that. So HOAs with condos or townhomes, I would say those are tricky. So if you're going to be buying a condo or a townhome, that's where you really want to look into that, because you're sharing walls, you're sharing roofs, you're sharing common areas. And that's where people get hit with fees or assessments or something along those lines, to where it could end up costing thousands of dollars to fix something. Now, in a community, most of the time, the only thing that they're going to cover is usually the maintenance for the entry point. The maintenance, it depends on. So the HOAs are it's completely different with every single community, but they may cover the pool, if there is a pool, a community pool, landscaping for the entry, so when people drive into your community, it's nice. That could be it. Now, however, what you want and what you do like and what you want is they're also going to regulate if you have a broken down car with flat tires sitting out in your driveway or on the road. They're going to tell you to move it or get rid of it or hide it or bury it in the backyard, something like that. They don't want that to sit. And that's the thing, is that you don't want that neighbor across the street or next door to you with boats, trailers, broken down cars, because when you decide to sell your house, you don't want any of that stuff sitting out there collecting dust. And so that's going to bring down at least the perception of the value of your home. And so therefore, if that's the situation, well, then it's just not good now. And so they're going to make sure that people mow their lawns regularly, right? Yeah. So your neighbors won't have an overgrown lawn. So that's the key to the HOA. They're really not a bad thing. And the homes with HOAs are usually going to have higher values.
Some of these comments are hilarious. Let me just drill these holes right now. That's great. I love y'all. Y'all are freaking awesome.
Let them drill holes. Yeah. Like the format. Okay. None of those just get hot. Let's see. Today was 79 high and 64 right now. Oh, all right. Yeah. Hey, it was another beautiful day.
Yeah. It was like sunny and like 65. It was amazing.
You talk about the weather here.
I love this time of year.
It's beautiful. It'll be great all the way through probably January 10th, and then somewhere around January 10th, it gets a little wonky, but
it's a pretty short-lived. I've been in way colder weather. I think there are some days that are cold, but like for the majority, I wouldn't say that there's more than 10 days in the entire winter where it really gets below 32. Unless there's like some freak storm like we had this past year, but other than that, I think our winters are fairly mild actually.
Yeah, so let's see. Oh, is Dallas area different from New York City? I always feel like I'm hustling in New York City metro. Well, yeah, absolutely. At least before last year, then
you know what?
What's up? Oh, good.
Yeah. Like right here with the TV.
Yeah, flip it over. Just like that.
Okay.
Long ways.
Yeah, you can put it close to the wall.
Okay. Isn't this fun? You can't make this stuff up. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up.
We all got our workout in tonight. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it.
Well, it's a nice table though, right? From what you can see in the back.
Yeah, thanks. You got a level?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to try to keep this going a little bit while they're leveling out the table there. You got this covered, Travis? He's got it. All right, so let's see here. Now, hustle and bustle in New York versus Dallas. I'll tell you what, you go to downtown Dallas, it's really not that busy. Here's the other thing. What people don't know about downtown Dallas is there's actually an underground system in downtown Dallas. So it keeps a lot of the street traffic off of the streets. There's actually restaurants, everything. There's a whole tunnel system in downtown Dallas where you go down literally under the road, and you can walk all around. There's restaurants, everything you can do. It's like a little city underneath the roads. It's absolutely amazing. So like in New York, you have the subway system. We've got like a restaurant and walkway system. So, oh yeah. Looks pretty good, huh? What do you guys think? It's a pretty cool table.
Thank you. Thanks.
Should fit in our this industrial building. We're down here just outside of downtown Dallas. This building was built in the late 1800s. If you're a regular viewer of this channel, I like the old historic parts of town, anywhere. Actually, I just love all the character. Sometime maybe we'll do a tour of this office sometime, but it's got all the wood beams. You see some brick in the back. It's got the original wood floors in there. But anyways, yeah, Dallas. When you're in downtown Dallas during the day, it doesn't look like there's a lot of traffic or foot traffic. So definitely, yeah, you can relax. Definitely.
Well, I mean, look, you know, it is what you make it, right? Like I'm like always hustling and bustling. I'm getting where I got to go. But like what I really like is like Dallas is just not congested. It's really new. It's really modern. It's really, really fun. And I feel like it's just not that congested unless you're like really like in downtown. And even like when you're in downtown, it's nothing compared to New York City. And then when you start getting a little bit, like I'm talking a little bit out of Dallas, like 5 miles outside of Dallas, no matter which way you go, there's the highway systems and the tollway systems here are brilliantly put together. I mean, I don't really just think there's like any traffic at all unless you're like coming like right when there's like right in during rush hour in the morning. And then when you're leaving, other than that, I mean, you're going to be able to get, you know, anywhere that you want to get to relatively quickly. I mean, they just have everything that they do is just got a really good flow in Dallas. So I think it's a lot different than New York for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of hustling still, definitely a lot of the hustle and bustle, but it's just it's a completely different vibe. I think I've been in New York quite a few times. So, you know, it's just, you know, perception for everybody.
Yep. Brian Kelso says, got to run, guys, but want to say love the channel with all the information on Dallas area. When we flee California in the spring of 2022, we'll be calling you. Have a good night. All right. Have a good night, Brian. Thanks for stopping by. I have a bug problem. I have a great paying job. Oh, bug. Huge. Oh, all right. Has a huge problem. Yeah, we've got a bug problem here. Have a great paying job in Ventura, California. Doesn't pay the same in Plano, Wiley area. Don't know what to do. Well, your cost of living is likely lower here, I would assume. I could be wrong, but hey, if you reduce some of your wages, you got to look at the cost of living. What can you get a house for? Taxes, no income tax. I would just run the numbers. It may look like you're taking a little bit of a salary hit, but run the numbers on cost. I have a great cost of living video where I actually go into the grocery stores and compare you like prices now with everything going on right now, though. Could be a little off track there, but otherwise run the numbers. We don't guess at a lot of stuff.
No.
We look at the data, the analytics, the numbers. We don't really guess at a lot of things. So I would just take that into account. Let's see, there's so much info nowadays on where the housing market is going, but I know everything is local. So what is the housing here? Oh, here's another great thing. You're seeing every person on YouTube talking about a market crash. Even if the market crashes here in Dallas, let me tell you right now, your $500,000 house, which our average price point of the clients we work with is $565,000. If the market crashes tomorrow, your home is not going to be worth $250,000 here in Dallas. It's just not going to happen. Now, maybe it goes to 540 or 520. Maybe if it drops to 500,000. Here's the deal.
Yeah.
We're always going to recommend, when you buy a house, hopefully you're buying that house for at least 3 to 5 years, because they even say now people move on average 3 to 5 years. So if you take that into account and you actually, move with what the data shows every 3 to 5 years, you're going to weather any storm. So even if you buy a house tomorrow at 565, the market crashes the next day, and now it's worth 500,000. I mean, if you wait just 6 months or a year or a year and a half, you're probably going to get that back and still gain some, especially here in Dallas. Guys, the thing is that not only are we not waterlocked or landlocked, but Dallas is one of the #1 relocation markets in the country. Yeah. So people are moving here, corporations are moving here. And if the more corporations that are moving here, the more job opportunities. It's in the top 3 job markets in the country right now. So you have those opportunities. So as long as Texas and Dallas, and I would say Dallas is one of the better cities. Sure. When you look at San Antonio, Austin, Houston, hey, sorry guys, but let's be realistic. They let some things get out of control in those cities. Dallas is still pretty good about keeping things under control, especially from states where people are trying to get away from those types of things. So very business friendly here, very freedom friendly, and
family friendly too. Like super duper family friendly. I mean, that's what I have 2 daughters. I got a almost soon to be 5-year-old named Lila, and then I got my 2.5-year-old Scarlett. And you know, the best thing, the thing I really love the most is like we've traveled a bunch. I mean, I've seen, you know, I've seen a whole bunch, but the kids, they get to go out and play. They get to go out and have fun. You know, Halloween was just a couple weeks back, and everyone was out trick or treating with their families and hugging, and just, you know, everyone. There's so many great neighborhoods for families. So if you have a family, this is a wonderful place. We have great schools, great education. It's just, I mean, it's just a great spot to live. And like I've been to Austin, I've been to Houston, I've been to San Antonio. I like those cities. I like to visit those cities. Those aren't cities that I would personally want to live in, but that's, you know, obviously my personal choice. I like new, I like really, really clean, and I like a much more modern city. Whereas, you know, San Antonio is a bit older. Houston's got way more traffic than I would ever even want to live in. And then Austin is extremely overpriced. I mean, the same house that you're going to get here in Dallas would cost you $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 more in Austin. And if you think the bidding wars are bad here, try to go down to Austin and get something without having to bid $100,000 over. So it's still, because there's so much land and so much development and so much building, that's what kind of keeps this market here in check. We are just in a completely different marketplace. I don't foresee a crash coming here. I mean, honestly, I think it's going to continue to rise. The property values are going to continue to rise for the next 3, 4, 5 years. Then maybe there might be a little bit of a slowdown and a leveling out, but you're not going to just see it come up like this and then just drop back down. This isn't the stock market. This is, you know, this is real estate, and real estate is worth what it's worth. And with everything growing all around it, you know, it just is what it is. We're in a completely different marketplace. Your investment is safe. This is exactly what it is. If you're buying real estate, this is an investment. This is how you build wealth for your family and your future, and, you know, have a pocket full of money. This is one of the best places, I think, in the entire country to buy real estate. Absolutely. God, let's see. Really like Rockwall though. Yeah, Rockwall's awesome. I love Rockwall. I was born and raised in Mesquite. So Peter, like, I spent a lot of my entire childhood growing up out in Rockwall. It's absolutely beautiful. They have some master plan communities going on out there as well. And I mean, you have all the shopping, you got the good eating, you got the movie theaters, you got all the restaurants that are like lined up right around the lake. You know, we're really big here on the lake life. What's up?
I was like, I read, whoever picked out that table has amazing taste. And then I saw that Chrissy posted that.
Oh, I was like, oh God.
Yeah,
don't let Levi's head blow up.
So for those that don't know, Chrissy is the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain, right? So
yeah, the Oz.
The Oz.
Yeah, I like it.
The Oz behind it.
She is amazing.
Yeah. Chrissy's our full-time team member. She does our video editing, a lot of our social media, and also picks out tables.
That's right.
So
she helps with everything.
So she picked out that table, and we went with it. Know of good of apartments in Plano or Frisco, you can reach out to us. We have someone that can help you out with that. I would say focus on savings and see where you save more. Okay. Are there suburbs around DFW where the houses are not on top of each other? I drove through Plano, McKinney, etc., and that's all I saw.
Yeah, I mean, again, that really just depends on how far out you want to go. Like, you can, even in McKinney, there, and it depends on how much land you want. You know, like my brother lives out in Nevada, which is just 20 or 30 minutes east of Rockwall, and he lives on about 15 acres. He's got 2 ponds, and he's got an 8-car garage for his business. So there is plenty of land. It just depends on which way you want to go. Like, if you're traveling up north, you're going to have to get up pretty high up north. Up in McKinney and Allen, you can still get a great house under $1 million, or even under $750,000 with an acre. You know, I mean, it just depends on, there's a lot of variables in there. It depends on how nice the house is and how big it is and all that stuff. But you can definitely find land. Now, if you're looking for something with 2 acres or more, you're going to have to go a little bit more north of McKinney. You're going to have to get out to Melissa. You're going to have to get out to Salina. You're going to have to just get out a little bit further into the suburbs. But yes, Plano, Frisco, McKinney, Allen, for the most part, a lot of communities. So those houses are typically kind of stacked on top of one another. It just depends on what your definition is of land. But I mean, you can go out east, you can go down south, you can go all the way out west. I mean, there's so many places if you want land and you want a really nice house. Like, if you go out west to Fort Worth, they have houses out there that are 500,000, 600,000, 700,000. You can get 2+ acres, and they're beautiful. They're brand spanking new. So it just really depends on where you want to live and what location, but you can definitely find some land out here. This is Texas. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's see. How much more is the cost of living? Luke says, how much more is the cost of living in Dallas versus Houston? I don't know, because we try not to go to Houston as much as possible. So
I wouldn't imagine it's too crazy different. I mean,
No,
I don't think it's too crazy different. I think it's probably very, very similar. I think it's preference and taste. I mean, that's really all it comes down. I'm not trying.
And if you have good taste, you want to come to Dallas.
I was going to say that. This guy knows me too well. I wasn't going to go there with the Houston thing, but hey,
Yeah. Peter says he likes Rockwall. Rockwall's going to the moon, baby. $1 billion lagoon.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. I love it. That crystal lagoon that they're going to be building out there is going to be
It's going to be amazing. We need to definitely get a condo out there or something.
Yeah. Yeah. They have some sick ones, man.
Let's see. How's this? All right. How's the school climate there? I just had to pull my son from his middle school due to them teaching CRT.
Can I take this one? YouTube's going to ban us though.
Yeah, I know. So choose your words wisely.
Let's just say, I definitely 100% relate with you on that. I don't believe, anything should be forced on anybody. So, I'll just put it this way. Dallas is the most free living place, probably in the entire United States, maybe second to Florida. Florida's pretty cool over there as well, pretty relaxed. So if you don't like that kind of stuff, it's not here. Let's just put it that way.
Yep. All right. Amen. Luke says, yeah, stick to Dallas. Absolutely stick to Dallas. But if you decide to go to Houston, you can still let us know. We know a good team down there. We can refer you. Yeah. So that's not a problem.
Yeah. And Sarah, if you want to reach out and talk about that more offline, give us a call. She just send us an email. We're happy to help you make a smooth move to Dallas.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. So let's see. I think we're wrapping up on questions here, but is it more competitive at the 500s than it is to the 700s to the 1 million?
I'll be honest. I think it's the same. I think it's really about the same. A lot has to do with the style of home. If you want like a brand new spanking home and it's in Salina or it's in like a master plan community, like up in Windsong Ranch and Prosper, I've sold a bunch of homes out there. They all go for $60,000 to $75,000 over, right? So that those homes are typically 800 to $1 million plus, and they're still getting that amount of bidding over. I've sold several homes in the $1 million plus range. Some of them, some of them I've gotten for, $100,000 over. And some of them, like I just did one that was like 100, or what was it? 100, it was listed for 1.2, got it for, so yeah, it was like $100,000 less than the original list price, basically. So it really depends on the comps. Like everything is really dependent around the comps, the area. If it's a newer house, like I'll tell you, if it's a unicorn house, like let's just say we're talking about Frisco, Texas, and you got a 5-bedroom with an office and a 3-car garage and a pool in a corner lot, you better break open that wallet, because that's exactly what it's going to take to be able to get that house. I mean, those are going to go 7,500,000 over, depending on the comps, right? Now, if you go out to McKinney, that same house may go $60,000 over if it's like a unicorn house. But if you're okay with doing just a little bit of TLC, like sometimes people just paint their houses like crazy ass colors. Like they just have these wild colors and it turns a lot of buyers off. So, if you're okay with doing a little bit of work, sometimes you can get those houses at list price. Sometimes you can get them below. You want to have realistic expectations and, trust, obviously the person that you're working with on what the house is really, really worth. But, there's so many different variables when you're buying real estate. You really have to look at everything: location, the style of the home, the location, is it on a corner lot? Is it on a cul-de-sac? There's a bunch of different variables there for sure.
Yep.
Starwood Hills. Yep. I love Starwood. It's beautiful over there. Can you still buy for $350K something? Absolutely. All day. You can definitely get a house out here, 3-bedroom, 2-bath for $350K all day long. Like they have a master plan community going up in Forney, Texas, which is out east, and those houses are going to be around that 350 to 450 range, but you can still get them at that 350, and it's a master plan community. It's going to have like a water park and a lagoon and like walking trails, and it's going to have parks. It's going to have everything. So it just depends on the location. If you think you're going to buy like a $350,000 house that's in Frisco, it might need a little bit of work. They're still available. They're definitely still available for $350,000, but they're going to need a little bit of love.
It's like straight 90s. It's like straight or early 2000s.
Early 2000s, yeah.
Early 2000s. That's with the 90s feel.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they didn't have much to go on. So.
Yeah, they're going to be like the dark brown, cabinets and the dark brown floors, and it's going to have like the tan paint on the inside of the house, and like the I wouldn't want to say yellow stone for like the marble or the countertops in the kitchen.
They like the yellow paint too. Yeah, they like that mustard. When the mustard colored was cool. Yeah,
it's not cool anymore. I'm telling you, it's not cool anymore.
No. So, all right. So how would you compare downtown Fort Worth to downtown Uptown neighborhood? What's that? Oh,
I thought it for
oh, okay. Let's see. How would you compare
Yeah.
downtown Fort Worth to downtown Uptown neighborhoods in Dallas? Nightlife, traffic, outdoors. Well, Dallas is way better.
completely different. I mean, it just depends on your vibe.
Yeah.
I mean, Fort Worth is super cool. They got the stockyards down there. I took my daughters out there and they absolutely loved it. They got to ride horses. They have longhorns rolling up and down the street, boot shops, but it's just it's a much older town. So if that's, and the homes are much older out there as well. You're going to get a lot more older homes in Fort Worth. Nightlife is great, but it's not even close to as much nightlife as there is in Dallas. Like Dallas is just, I mean, it's popping over here in Dallas. I mean, Fort Worth's a little slower, but they do have one of my favorite country bars out there. So, I'm a big country dancer myself. So, I mean, I love Fort Worth personally. Levi's a Dallas guy. I'm more of a Fort Worth guy. Do I have my Fort Worth shirt on? No, I got my Dallas shirt on.
Good Dallas shirt on. Yep. All right. How much would a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom new
Billy
construction?
Bob's. Peter knows what's up.
Yeah, Billy Bob's. New construction in Forney or Heartland. 4-bedroom, 3-bath. I mean, you can still find something maybe $450.
Oh, how much
400?
would be?
4-bedroom, 3-bath.
I mean, it really just depends on
Possibly
the square
even 4,
foot.
yeah.
Yeah, you could probably. It depends on the price per square foot, and how much would it be? I would say anywhere from about $130 a square foot up to maybe $170, $180 a square foot. If you're getting outside of that, it better be a really, really nice house, and it's got to be brand new construction. Like Perry Homes, they make really good new construction properties, but they're very proud of their product. They have homes in Forney for 200 to 220 a square foot, which, for me, I mean, the houses are worth that. That's the thing. Like I was almost going to say, like, I wouldn't spend 220 a square foot, but all the houses in those communities, that's what they're appraising for. So that style of house, that nice of a build, that's just what that brings. If you're in Southlake and you're in a custom home, you may not want to spend $650 a square foot, but that's what that house is actually worth. So really, it just depends on how nice is the house. Is it newer? Is it older? You got to take all that in, but you could definitely find 4-bedroom, 3-bath. I mean, I like Forney. I like Heartland. I think they're great.
Yes. By the way, feel free to give us a thumbs up.
Ooh, a thumbs up. Yeah.
Down
Tap
below.
that bell for notifications.
And you can be the first to learn about the current market in Dallas, Texas. That's right. So what do you think about Prosper, Little Elm? I mean, I love Little Elm. I mean, it's a great lake community. I mean, it's a cool little vibe over there, especially when you cruise, right by the lake or head over the bridge. They got beach areas, lots of boat launches, a whole little, you get a little feel like you're almost on the beach.
For real, yeah.
Whenever you drove through there, it's got a little beach vibe town. They've got they got a
wakeboard park.
Yeah, wakeboard park. You can cruise around.
I've definitely done that.
They have it. It's on a pulley system too. It has a pulley, like you can actually hold the rope, and it's got a whole pulley around the system. So no boats on there, so that way you just get
you just go out, and it doesn't hurt if you fall. So it's actually legit. I love Little Elm. It's like one of my favorite cities. Like it's just like. The thing about Little Elm is the schools aren't like great unless you can get in the part of Little Elm that's going to be in Prosper ISD. I love Prosper. I love Windsong Ranch. If there was a place like for me, I live like right in the middle of everything. You know what I mean? Because I got to drive to Fort Worth. I got to drive to Dallas. I got to drive everywhere. If I had my ideal location, I would probably park myself up in Prosper in Windsong Ranch. That's where I would probably park my butt. But if that's because they also have really great schools. If I could pick any place, I'd probably find myself out in that Little Elm or the Colony area. Like I'm a big lake guy. I kept my boat out at Lake Louisville, which is right by the Little Elm and the Colony. I kept my boat out there for many years. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So it's a cool town, cool vibe. But if I had to park it, I mean, just depending on your budget and what you want for schools and stuff like that, I mean, I really like Prosper as well. Great question.
All right, so let's start to wrap this up. I mean, I'm sure everybody would love to hang out here all night. I mean, I would.
I'm gonna go hang out with my kids.
Although,
I've been up since 4 a.m. I ain't seen them all day.
We've been hanging out all day.
We have, man. It's been nice.
Burning the midnight oil. Here we go. All right, so guys, do a local meet. It would be great to hang out. Love your videos. All right. Yeah, have to drop off. Keep it up. You're welcome. All right, let's see. What would you say a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 3,000 square feet Highland Homes build for $570 in Hazlet is fairly priced?
What is it? 578, 3,000 square foot.
192 a square foot.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, that Hazlitt's a nice area. It is up and coming. Some of their newer construction, I could definitely see it pulling about $192 a square foot. And again, there's just a lot of variables in that. I mean, it depends. I mean, I know you're talking about a Highland home specifically, right? Is that right? Highland homes are really, really nice homes. And I could definitely see it pulling that. I could see anywhere from like 170 to 190, 92 and $195 a square foot for sure.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if that would be the base price in that area, but if you could get that with the upgrades, then you're really going to be sitting pretty. I mean, probably if you're in Hazlitt, yeah, absolutely. That 578, I would imagine you would get some upgrades in there. But usually their homes start out around the $600,000 range, depending on the community. So let's see. Ron, hey, look at Ron Phipps. We know Ron. How you doing, Ron?
What's up, Ron?
Thank you. Keep rocking. Thank you, boys. Appreciate it. All you do with the content. Hey, thank you guys. We really enjoy making all that content for you guys. The feedback we get is phenomenal. It's really what keeps us going as well.
Definitely.
But what really keeps us going too is whenever you give us a call, shoot us a text or send us an email or schedule a Zoom call.
Yep.
Anything to get a hold of us. Happy to help you make that smooth move to Dallas. Yep. So, I mean, we really enjoy it. I mean, we get calls, texts, and emails every single day from people just like you. And you and you and you. Yeah, all that. I mean, it's real, guys. I mean, it happens every single day. This is what we love to do is focus on providing that value, giving you a good idea to see all the different communities and areas and things like that. And so it's really awesome whenever we help clients through the entire process. Get here, we've got utility concierge. We have,
smooth process.
We work with I saw something about DPA, down payment assistant. We work with one of the absolute best mortgage teams here, guys. I tell you what, they hands down take care of all of our clients, top notch. We've never had a problem with them at all. And if they tell us the deal is going to get done, it's going to get done. If they tell us, we got to work on something, well, they tell us how to fix it, so they don't ever give us problems. They only give us solutions. It's the same thing with you. Even if you're not in a position to buy right now, they also can help you with getting prepared for that. Or if you need some work on your credit, it's always great to just have a conversation with them as well. They also are, they're licensed as a financial advisors too. So they say that they get you into debt. Their goal is to get you out of debt as well. Yeah. And so something that immediately is once you close on your house, they actually start working with you about a whole financial plan as well on the back end to start working on, getting debt taken care of, getting your house paid off quicker, and really utilizing your finances in a smart way. So that's what I love about the team too, because they're high touch and they will make sure that you're serviced after the close of the sale as well. So.
And yes, we are realtors. And hey, we really appreciate everybody for tuning in. We love y'all. We couldn't do this without you guys and gals. But we're just super grateful. We're going to keep pumping out content. We're going to.
That was a question. Are we really?
Yeah.
Yes, we are licensed real estate agents.
The both of us. Yes, indeed.
Absolutely. So, happy to help you make a smooth move to Dallas. And I think that pretty much wraps up the comments. So, guys, let us know as well. After this is over, please comment. Let us know if this is something that you enjoyed. This is actually our first live stream. I
had a great time.
I think it went off pretty seamlessly, except for the that wasn't even that bad. Yeah. They were pretty efficient there.
It was 8 screws, which kind of makes me a little nervous.
That's it?
Yeah. For the heavy ass. I had to carry that table like 500 yards up and down flights of stairs. I'm exhausted. Done. I worked out legs this morning. And this guy makes me go get the table. He gets to go buy it, and then I got to move it. Okay, great. That's great. This is God. We love you guys.
Yeah. I love you, man.
I love you too, bro.
All right, brother. So, all right. Thanks for tuning in. And, until next time, well, we hope to show you around town. Bye, guys.
Nice table, though.
Yeah. How do you turn this thing off now?
I feel like I'm on Anchorman right now. Unique New York.
Unique. Ow now, brown cow.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like seriously. Though.
What else does he say?
The arsonist has oddly shaped feet.
The arsonist has oddly shaped feet?
Yeah, exactly.
The arsonist has oddly shaped feet.
Yeah, you got it, man.
Oh, okay.
You're a natural.
Now we can start the live stream.
Now we can start the live stream. We're warmed up.
Good.
All right, y'all. Be good.
Oh, I didn't turn this off?
I don't think so. It says in stream.
Adios.
That was epic.